What's up, y'all? Kicking off the AFC segment. Hope you guys enjoyed our NFC segment. We had some pretty good predictions in there between EJ and I. So if you haven't watched that yet, go watch it. It's all over the channel. Also, if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, it's down there. Also, follow us on Instagram. Also, the link is in the bio to our Instagram. So let's get to it. AFC South. Also, just like how the NFC is important to EJ, it's important to me coming with the AFC because of the Patriots. Patriots ever become top all-out dogs again or playoff contenders, it's important to know who you got playing the playoffs. So let's get to it, shall we? AFC South. At my fourth place team, we're going to have the Indianapolis Colts at 6-11. Their receiver group is talented. Josh Downs and Michael Pittman Jr., one of the most talented receiver groups in the NFL, in my opinion. But Anthony Richardson still needs to prove himself to a lot of people. I think he's solid, but he's got to prove himself. He doesn't have a 4-year under his belt either, so you got to keep that in mind as well. They didn't do much in free agency. They signed Joe Flacco, which, don't get me wrong, he took the Browns to the playoffs, but then ended up losing to the Texans in the playoffs. So defense still also lacks power. This team needs to make a move at the trade deadline, which I think they will be a team that does make one of the biggest moves this season in the NFL. So Colts coming in at 6-11 for me. I just don't think that they're ready to be a contender in this division. Going to my third place team. This is going to surprise a lot of people because they did have a good offseason. You cannot lie. They did have an amazing offseason, but their quarterback is kind of like, wow. You know, you don't know what you're going to get from him. A 5-interception game or a 5-touchdown game. He's kind of like Jameis Winston, in my opinion. And that's saying a lot coming from me because I am a Jameis fan. So Tennessee coming in at 9-8 for my third place in this division. This team added Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, Sean Murphy Bunting, and Cushenberry. Okay, they added so much power on both ends of the ball. They got way better with new coaches as well. Mike Vrabel is out as head coach. They got a brand new guy in there. I still got them starting off hot, but then they're going to end the season 0-5. Okay, yes, I said it, 0-5. So they're going to start the season off, I think, 5-1, end the season 0-5. Probably going to miss the playoffs just by a hair. But this team is up on the rise. And the reason why I have them ending the season so horribly is because the strength of the schedule is very tough the last 6 games. Also, they got to play the Texans twice. They got to play the Jacksonville Jaguars twice. I don't really see this team beating those 2 teams because of how those 2 teams improved. So the Tennessee Titans will struggle because of the strength of the schedule. Also, they lost Derrick Henry. Tony Pollard ain't no Derrick Henry. He's not no King Henry. Okay, so let's just put that out there. So Tennessee Titans coming in at third place. Going to my second place team. This team, don't get me wrong, big additions, right? Jacksonville, 10-7. Okay, they lost Calvin Ridley, which is going to open up opportunities for Christian Kirk, Parker Washington, and newly added Gabe Davis, Big Shot Davis. Next to Evan Ingram, which was one of the best tight ends last season on fantasy production. Biggest addition was Arik Armstead. You just put Arik Armstead next to Josh Allen, the defensive player, Josh Allen, not Josh Allen on the Bills. Josh Allen, the big dog. Okay? So, to me, when you have those 2 players, it's going to be scary as an opposing quarterback. So that defense got a whole lot better. The offense, though, you got to find what clicks with your receivers. Running back, you're good. Travis Etienne is going to be just fine. So it's going to be interesting. But the Jags going to come 1 game short behind this team. And at number 1 seed, I got the Houston Texans coming in at 11-6. Yes, CJ Stroud proved me and EJ wrong. Yes, we did not talk nicely about him last season. Yes, we said he would be a bust. Yes, we said Ohio State quarterbacks suck, and they still do. Blah, 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 blah. CJ Stroud is the man. We were wrong. They had a pretty good offseason. They added Stephon Diggs. This question got brought up to me earlier in the week by our friend Christian. He said, who would you pick in fantasy as the first receiver from this team? Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs, or Nico Collins? You guys drop in the comments. Tell me who you would pick, because me personally, I have no idea. That's the hardest question I've had to answer since my college exam last week. So, or 3 weeks ago. I'm sorry. So that to me is like, wow. That is one of the biggest questions ever. But going on to this team again, they added key players on defense as well. Also, the defensive rookies they drafted last year have improved the past season, so they're going to be way better this season. So also these rookies have a year under their belt with the talent that they have. The Texans are going to take off to a new level this year again. And now with this team having the experience that they needed, they're going to be a top 3 team in the AFC behind the Chiefs and the Bengals. Yes, I said the Bengals. Don't say no Baltimore. Please don't say no Baltimore from me. So Texans come out on top. And for me, it's going to be really, really interesting between the Bengals, Chiefs, and the Texans of who makes it to the Super Bowl out of this division. I'm sorry, out of this conference. But in this division, it's kind of going to be between Jacksonville and Houston. I don't really see Tennessee. I mean, Tennessee can surprise a lot of people, but Will Levis, is he the guy? I really don't think he is. People do, but look, I'll put it this way. Will Levis, you now have, just like Caleb Williams in Chicago, you now have no excuses. You got the receiver core, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins. You got the running back, which not like Derrick Henry, but you got a back. The O-line, though, is the biggest question for this team as well. The Texans aren't going to run away with this division because the Jags, I believe in Trevor Lawrence. I hate the Jags because Mac Jones is on there, and I hate Mac Jones. God, I can't believe I believed in that dude. But anyways, AFC South, AFC is now kicked off for us. Again, check out our NFC predictions. Real good predictions that EJ and I put. And subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Instagram. And we'll see you guys on AFC West, as EJ will be here for that. Can't wait to talk about that. Deuces.